Alright guys, for this video we're going to go over one of the goodest of the Goyim in the commentary community, MorePegasus. Now, for the tens of people who will be watching this video, I'm pretty sure you are all familiar with him. You guys are probably so clinically online and obsessed with commentary slop, that's how you found this video to begin with. Now, in case somebody comes across this video who doesn't know who MorePegasus is, MorePegasus is a guy who first got some notoriety with his incessant coverage of the Mr. Beast dramas that were rolling out a while ago. You know, the Ava Chris Tyson stuff, the Dog Pass stuff, all that kind of crap. This guy made millions of clickbait nothing videos covering all of that, and when he got called out, I will say, for what it's worth, he didn't get defensive or try to justify it. He readily acknowledged himself for the drama farmer he was. Likewise, when the term started coming in vogue, he was one of the first to start self-identifying as a slop tuber. As an aside, I want to say anyone who actually calls themselves this is a sub-50 IQ loser. At least have the self-respect to delude yourself into thinking the stuff you're making isn't slop. Now, I haven't watched this man's content in a long time because it's just worthless slop. But for this video, I decided to waste a couple hours of my day binge watching his content to confirm that my hypothesis was in fact correct and nothing has changed. MorePegasus is arguably one of, if not the goodest goy of the commentary community. Now, in recent times, the commentary community, as you may have noticed, has basically clustered into three spheres. The anti-Hassan sphere, which is probably the largest of the groups and the most successful, so it makes sense why people are jumping on the train. And then you have the anti-Asmongold and anti-Ethan Klein spheres, which are smaller but do overlap due to both Asmongold and Ethan Klein being two of Hassan's greatest enemies. I might cover those guys later, like those people in those spheres, if I feel like wasting the time, but for now I just wanted to cover the anti-Hassan guys because these guys just piss me off a lot. Many of these are people I previously tolerated and sometimes would even watch their content, but they are just so low IQ and take the pleasure away from being able to listen to Hassan getting shit on. Within this section of the community, MorePegasus is a perfect example of a lot of the issues with commentary YouTube. First of all, he likes to claim he's neutral when he clearly is not. He constantly goes hard against any perceived wrongdoings from Hassan, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of things you can critique Hassan about, but at the same time, he'll go very soft on or even outright sweep for figures like Ethan Klein, Asmongold the Roach King, and worst of them all, Tectone. If any of you know the MorePegasus lore, you may have seen this critique coming, but it really is the biggest issue I have with him. MorePegasus is one of the many commentary YouTubers that figures like Rob's Media, most notably, called out for their bias in favor of YouTube's favorite obese vibe rapists. Rob's Media was able to easily see the obvious low-tier manipulation Tectone was using to try and get commentary YouTubers on his side to protect him and attack his enemies, which include the infamous plushie victim Miskiff, Hassan, and Tectone's own victims in the form of his ex, who I will not mention the name of so that I don't trigger him. I hear he watches every video that mentions him, and I don't want to cause him to break his court order again and get himself into even more legal trouble. Unfortunately, a lot of this community is very stupid and it was able to easily fall for Tectone seduction. I wonder if he's used a whiteboard on them like he did with his ex. Really, this guy says he's not friends with Tectone, but if that's the case, it honestly makes the situation even more pathetic. At least if they're friends, you could say, he's covering up for a friend. But according to him, he's not going soft at Tectone because they're friends. He's doing it because Tectone said some nice things and sweet-talked him into essentially just being biased in favor of him. Ultimately, I really don't think MorePegasus is a bad guy or even malicious. He's really just dumb. He's a dumb drama farmer who hates Hassan, was seduced by Tectone, and for these reasons will go soft on a second-generation predator and cheerlead for the dumb legal warfare Ethan Klein has been doing against his enemies. And to be honest, I really don't care all that much about the lawsuits, but you know, if it was on the other foot, this guy would be reading about it and talking about how horrible of a person Hassan is. Whether or not these lawsuits are valid when we're talking about the lawsuits against the Hassan orbiters like Denims, I really don't see how you could say the lawsuit against iDubbbz is. It's just plain lawfare, and it's just a matter of Ethan trying to get revenge on his ex-lover who crossed him. And to be honest, props for him, you know. I mean, he's not even going after Destiny, who is the man who actually said this quote-unquote slanderous statements. Outside of that, you know, MorePegasus is constantly cheerleading for Asmongold, and I'm sorry, but if you unironically like Asmongold, that just shows right off the bat that you are a complete and utter moron. Really, there isn't much more I can say about MorePegasus. This guy isn't really that interesting. He's too stupid and too insignificant for you to be able to say much about. He's just a dumb slop YouTuber. I will say, props to him, was able to make it very successful, grifting off of drama and sucking the teeth of people like Asmongold and Tectone.